In 2025, Newcastle said goodbye to several well-known buildings, places that once served communities and shaped the city's identity. This video looks back at what was lost and ahead to the new developments now shaping Newcastle's future. Few places in Newcastle held that level of importance quite like Newcastle General Hospital. Opened in 1870. It originally served as a workhouse infirmary, later becoming the Wingrove Hospital, and then Newcastle General Hospital, providing general and emergency medical care under the NHS. For generations, this hospital stood at the heart of the city's healthcare system. In 2025, after decades of service, Newcastle General Hospital was finally demolished, marking the end of an era in the city's history. The site will be redevelopment into the Health Innovation Neighbourhood, a mixed-use research, healthcare, residential and community hub led by Newcastle University. Other demolitions in 2025 marked the loss of something just as important: homes. Across the city, in Walker, an entire neighbourhood has been emptied, boarded up and erased from the map. Streets in Walker that once echoed with everyday life, front doors opening, children playing, neighbours talking, now stand silent. In Walker, rows of homes that housed generations of families were gradually closed, boarded up and eventually demolished. What was once a lived-in community has become a blank space, waiting to be reshaped. Cranes in the city centre lifted the future into place. Steel frames climbed skyward as the new DWP regional office began to rise, a symbol of renewal, investment, and the next chapter in Newcastle's story. From above, the contrast is impossible to miss. In the east of the city, empty plots where buildings once stood. In the city centre, new structures taking shape, promising jobs, opportunity, and change. Progress is often measured by what we build, but it is just as clearly defined by what we leave behind, because with every new development, something else is lost. Not far from the heart of the city, another familiar part of Newcastle life was also coming to an end. Castle Leazes student accommodation, originally built in the 1960s, had been home to generations of students and stood as a backdrop to countless university memories. The buildings, designed in an era before modern student expectations, had long exceeded their intended lifespan and no longer met contemporary standards for comfort, sustainability, or safety. In 2024 to 25, the ageing complex was demolished to make way for an ambitious redevelopment, a purpose-built student village with far more beds and modern facilities to support Newcastle's growing student population. As the Skyline shifted once again, the removal of Castle Leazes reminded many that change affects all corners of city life. Newcastle's transformation isn't confined to its skyline alone, it reaches the river too. Along the Tyne, landscapes that were once derelict and overlooked are being reshaped. On sites like Pottery Lane, land that stood unused for years, a brownfield reminder of the area's industrial past is now being transformed. What was once wasteland is giving way to new life, as apartment blocks rise from the ground. Slowly, floor by floor, these new Riverside homes climb into the sky, beginning to dominate the horizon. It's a reminder that as familiar buildings disappear inland, the Riverside is being reimagined, turning forgotten spaces into places where a new chapter of city life will unfold. As one set of apartments rises, another set of flats in Walker were demolished. Hexham House marked another turning point. Once a familiar landmark in the neighbourhood, the building stood for decades as part of everyday life, a place passed daily, lived in, and remembered. Explosives were used to demolish Hexham House. Its loss is a reminder that regeneration isn't just about changing skylines, but about the disappearance of places that once anchored communities, leaving behind space for what comes next, and memories that can never be replaced. Back in the city centre, we can see rising on the site of the former Carlisle House, the new Revenue and Customs Regional Office. It marks a significant chapter in Newcastle's evolving city centre. Where a familiar office building once stood, a modern workplace has taken its place, designed to bring thousands of civil service roles into the heart of the city. In mid-December 2025, the base build of Newcastle's new HMRC Regional Centre was officially completed and handed over. The structure is finished. Now the fit-out begins. When fully operational, this single site will house up to 9,000 staff, making it the biggest HMRC centre anywhere in the country, and a huge boost for the city centre. Staff aren't expected to move in until around 2027, but the impact is already clear. This development isn't just changing the skyline, it's shaping the future of Newcastle itself. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications bell so you never miss an update. We've got plenty more exciting content coming your way, and you won't want to miss it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.